What's up, y'all? We are back for Bad Boys LA, Season 1, Episode number 6. I forget what this episode was called, but let's get into it. I want to say the main theme of this episode was I created a fairy tale and story in my mind, and that's what I'm sticking to, is what I say happened. Manipulations and bullshit and grandstanding. That's all it was. So we pick back up with the boys outside of the studio. Excuse me, and they, talking about getting in the sprinter van to get on to the next location, which is this charity fashion show by somebody named. I remember the first name was Winnie. Don't recall the last name. The guys talked to Milan like Moolah. He talked to Milan about why he felt like he felt and why he was so angry, like what really happened in the studio and all that. Milan is sticking to his whole story of Carry On attacked him and was throwing low blows and hurting his feelings are hurt by what Carry On said. He really hurt by it because he stuck up for Carry On when when Moolah and Curtis tried to jump him. And he tried to stick up for this person, and now they flip flopped on him. The house is a bunch of flip floppers, but it is clear they saying it in their confessionals, and some of them are saying it to each other, but not to who needs to hear it. That they felt Malone was wrong for what he did and what happened in the studio. Carry On decides that he's gonna get in a Sprinter or the Tahoe with the production crew while the boys get in the Sprinter because, like he said, the vibe was off. We just finished arguing, and he knows Malone MO. Malone is somebody that's not gonna come straight up on you and fight. He wanna sneak you or whatever. So they get in the cars. They pull up to the outside of the location for the fashion show. The guy, when he comes to them, no, a producer comes and says, "All right, so y'all going all go walk over here. Y'all gonna do the red carpet, do a little interview or whatever. Walk in and get y'all stuff for the fashion show." And Winnie's gonna ask y'all some questions. So Winnie came out and was talking to them. Next thing you know, Milan just he sees Carry On. Carry On is not paying him no attention. And it's so dark and stuff, so we don't really get to see much. But we see Milan run over there and three-piece Carry On. The big security guard pulls Milan back over to the Sprinter van, telling him to calm down and stuff. Winnie, who put the fashion show together, is pissed and is telling Milan, like, what is wrong? Like, what happened? Like, this is event is for charity and for kids who don't have, and so we're trying to raise money for them to be able to play sports, get uniforms, all the stuff that they need to be able to play the sports because their parents can't afford to pay dues, fees, and all that kind of stuff and get uniforms or whatever. And you come to my event that I invited y'all to walk in and do stuff, and you're gonna do this at my event. Like, this is wrong time, wrong time and place for that. This is not it. And so Malone, like, I had to get him. I said it was on site. And Gutter, Relly, Anthony, Dylan, Curtis, all of them, they all over it. They over it. They over Malone and his shenanigans. And he still, like, even on the ride, and on the ride on the way to, during the ride on the way to the fashion show, he in his Sprinter van going on and on and on about Carry On disrespecting him out of nowhere. I helped him. I stood up for this nigga. I thought we was cool. He was mad cool. I took up for him and he flip flopped on me and he hit me with them low blows and I'm pissed. I'm at Sir. So you just gonna disregard the fact that you came at him first with the he don't know shit. He don't know what he doing and all that kind of stuff. And it's not just the fact that you said he doesn't know what he's doing. You was disrespecting him like real bad. You was saying a whole lot of shit and a whole lot of low blows. And when he finally had enough and he came at you about being a hoe, now your feelings hurt. And now you want to act like he came at you out of the blue. And as Milan's talking and going on and on about it, the rest of the guys sitting in the Spurnaby van, they all got shades and stuff on, but they rolling their eyes in their head. They over it. They don't want to talk about it no more because they saw it with their own eyes. So anyway, he jumps Carry On again. This one time, they hold him. The guy Winnie is talking to Milan. Milan walks off, walking down the street. Winnie goes down the street, talks to Milan, telling him it's the wrong place, wrong time for this. He went through a whole lot of shit, putting this event together, and still going through a lot of shit, trying to set it up for them. And you fucking it up. Like, this wasn't it. And so Milan says he needs to stay outside, walk off, and calm down. And he's gonna come inside of the event later. So the guys go and do the red carpet walk without Milan. They go in the back and look at the outfits. Excuse me, by the way, when he introduces, I forgot what he said his name was, but when he introduces his, I think he said it was his executive assistant or whatever. And I recognized the guy. The guy was on Legendary. He was in one of the houses on Legendary. I want to say he was in Legendary season 1, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he was on the show HBO Max Legendary. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's like giving Ballroom. If you watched Pose and saw the Ballroom stuff, or if you saw Paris is Burning, it's like that. It's like a different thing every week, competition, and in each house, the one with the most points, or whatever, they win the house of the week or whatever, and then the two lowest scores they battle it out. They have two people from their house battle it out voguing, and then judges pick who they thought was the best voguer, and the one that's the best, that house stays, and the one who wasn't the best, their house has to leave the competition. So he was on Legendary, the assistant. I recognized him. I just can't think of his name or what house he was in at this point, but he definitely was on HBO Max Legendary. And like I said, if you've never seen it, you should really check it out. It's nice. I love the themes that they do every week, the costuming, the dancing and stuff. I love dancing. I've said that on this channel before. Dance is like it's my favorite thing outside of skating. It's dancing. But anyway, back to Bad Boys LA season 1, episode number 6. Woo, we back. All right. So the Winnie's assistant takes them in the back, shows them the clothes, and tells them to pick something out. So the boys going through. Moolah's upset. Moolah like, this is it. This is so unorganized. I thought we was gonna be able to get a fresh. Moolah thought he was getting red carpet, A-list celebrity treatment. He thought that they was gonna have probably hair and makeup, like some barbers back there that edge them up, touch up their haircuts and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know what kind of clothing he was looking for, but he wasn't feeling the clothes and the stuff like that either. So they all get their outfits on, they get dressed, they go outside, they kick it around the venue before the fashion show begins, and then that's when the power goes out. No, before the power goes out, the guys are sitting down, they drinking, they kicking it, as I said, talking to each other, talking to people. Milan is finally starts to make his way to the place and come in, talks to Winnie, gets his outfit that he's supposed to wear. And once again, I feel like the guys have been talking amongst themselves and everything, and they all saying the same thing. That was some punk shit Milan did. That running up on Carry On was clearly not paying attention, and you ran up on him like we would. From what they were saying, they was in the Sprinter van for 45 freaking minutes going from the studio to the fashion show location, and you didn't calm down in all that time. So he kept saying, when somebody asked him about it, he kept saying, well, I said it was on site, and on site mean anywhere, wherever we at, it's on site. But you wasn't saying it was on site when y'all had ample space and opportunity outside of the freaking studio, Milan. And you gonna wait till you get to this place, to this event, and that's when you wanna run up on him when he not paying attention. Once again, you making it all about you. Milan is a fucking camera whore. That is it, and that is all. That is the end of it. He is a fucking camera whore. He keep doing everything he can do, create a moment for himself. Milan is all about him, not nobody else. All about him, because you made that whole scene. You started that fight at that man's fashion show. Then it's, I can't walk in with them. I need to calm down. So they all go in together, and then you get to come and have a spotlight only on you when you ready to walk in. Then, to me personally, he get the best looking or the most popping color or look out of all of them. They all basically had on some kind of vest and some kind of jeans, or it was a jacket with jeans. Gutter K had on a red, long, pleather, plasticky looking jacket and the pants to match. Curtis and all of them, they had on basically like different shades and colors. Some had black, some had denim blue, and all that kind of stuff. Anthony had like a turtleneck thing that looked like a turtleneck type of shirt with panels. It was like a tan, then black with like some white piping. That's what he had on, and it was like a long, almost like a long trench type jacket or a shacket, as they say, like the jacket, a shirt jacket. He had that on with black pants. And, you know, Milan walks last down the runway out of them. But before they even have the fashion show, like I said, Milan was over there making a scene so that he could come in by himself, which he did. Spotlights on him. As they showing that, they flash back to a scene. Gutter K and Carry On talking on the side. You know, Gutter asking Carry On, is he okay? And basically letting him know, like, you gotta do what you gotta do to stand up for yourself. And I felt like he felt like Malone was wrong for how he acted. Like he started with he actually did start that stuff with Carry On, because it was not, all right, I don't trust what you say, you know, because I'm not sure. That's what he could have said. No, he said mean stuff, and the way he said he was digging at him. But the real reason is, I think he was pissed off that the engineer left and left them to their own defenses. But I feel like the engineer left wasn't the engineer's choice. I think it was something the producers of the show set up to create some kind of drama. You know what I'm saying? Then, and instead of saying something to that person, you take it out on another person. Carry on. Because you didn't have to talk down to him the way that you was. And then the moment he say something back to your ass, now you pissed and you want to fight. But you don't want to fight head up, you want to sneak him. And so, like I said, the power went out before they could have the fashion show. The power was out. They never said how long it was. But Winnie was saying his dad is working on getting the power restored. So the power got restored. They had the fashion show. They leaves. They say the fashion show over. They talk about going to mingle with people or going out or whatever, hanging out. Then we see it's the next morning they're in the house. So we see Dylan and Gutter are at the in the kitchen by the island. They already drinking. It's early, and they discussing what happened the night before, how wrong they felt Malone was, and all that kind of stuff. And then and Malone think he the leader and all that, and he always doing that sneaking people bullshit or whatever. So then Curtis comes down, and in this whole episode, we see Curtis kind of like not following under Moolah so much no more. Because even when Moolah made a bit right after the fashion show, when they went back to the dressing room, they was all in the room together. Um, Curtis, everybody was like, yeah, they was amped up. They thought it was a good show. And Moolah was just like, man, I ain't fuck with that shit. I ain't like my clothes and this and that and so forth. And Raleigh was like, I feel like we all did good, and we made it work and do what it do. And Mullah's like, well, I'm not finna be fake and fugazi. I ain't like this shit. I ain't like, it was disorganized and all this and that. And Riley was like, well, I felt like it was some cute stuff. And Riley said in the confessional, but then we all picked what we wanted to wear, just like you picked what you wanted to wear, and you still mad. Mullah was trying to get a moment, I think, but then like I said, we see Curtis come downstairs. They tell Curtis to take a shot. Dylan and gotta tell Curtis take a shot. Curtis take a shot with them, and they talk about what happened the night before. We see Moolah go to Milan's room and knock on the door. Milan sits on the bed. Moolah sits on the chair in front of the bed. It looks like the chair that you were sitting at a therapist's office, and he asking Milan like about the night before and what happened in the studio. Why did he act like that and whatever? And Milan still going with his narrative that Carry On came at him for no reason. And Moolah is like, oh, I mean, and Malone even said, like, I mean, I stuck up for him when y'all tried to jump him and whatever, and I'm just really hurt. Again, he's still going with his narrative that it was all Carry On's fault. Carry on, carry on, carry on. So then we see, and these are all scenes that's just set up by production for to make a show. It's this should be called the show about nothing because there's no plot or anything to it. It's the show about nothing. But we see Anthony, Relly, and Carry On sitting by the jacuzzi, and they talking about it and talking about what happened, and they both telling Carry On that they feel like he was not at fault. They sick of Malone and his shit. Like he thinking he the leader. What leader does stuff like sneaking up on people and flip flopping? One day you cool with him, the next day you talking down to him, talking shit to him, and then when they say something bad, you can't take it. You know. So Riley decides that they should have a house meeting about what's going on, and Anthony says, "Well, who we gonna say is the leader of the house?" And Carry On was like, "Well, I don't want to step up." Or Carry On said something about stepping up and being the leader or whatever. And then that's when Riley was like, "No, I feel like it depends on what's going on and what we're doing. Whatever you are the experts, whatever you have expertise in doing, you should be the leader that day when it deals with that. Like if we're going to a party and it got something to do with promoting, that's what he do. So Anthony should be the leader in that. If it comes to making music, that's what you do. Carry On. You should be the leader or take the lead in that, which makes a lot of sense. It does. It does make a lot of sense. So Riley says we're gonna have this house meeting and we're gonna say what we need to say and delegate or let everybody know how we feel about who's the leader of the house and all this kind of stuff. So they got something that looks like a judge bench, not the bench, but the bus, the form, right, like a podium. Malone is like a bar. Malone is sitting behind it. Relly is sitting in front of it, and they call everybody down to come and have a house meeting. So everybody files out, comes and sits down. So the first thing Relly brings up is what happened last night. Carry On gets to talking and telling his side of events. And he thinks he's going to have backup with Anthony and Relly. And he mentions, the shit that Malone do. Being a manipulator and his stuff. And who's going to be the leader. He mentioned some of that stuff. And Relly Anthony is sitting there, mum's the word. Like they didn't just agree with him earlier in the day about the shit that Malone be doing. Like they wasn't calling Malone on his shit. And then even Relly even comes out like, well, I understand both sides. I understand how you felt, and I understand how you felt. I'm like, but you just said that you don't give, Malone was wrong. But now I understand why he felt the way he felt and all that kind of stuff. I was like, And then they flash to Carry On in confessional like, I don't trust none of these niggas. You see how flip-floppy they are, and yet they are. So Carry On says, we in the studio, I'm bigging you up, telling you killed that verse and all that. I'm supporting y'all and all that shit like that. Next thing I know, the engineer leaves. I say that I don't know how to use Pro Tools, but I'm sure I know how to do engineering. So I'm sure if I look it up on YouTube and get the logistics of how to do it using Pro Tools, I'm sure I can look at that and figure it out and fix it for y'all. Save the song for y'all. But you didn't give me the chance to do it. You told me you don't know what the fuck you came out the booth talking about. He don't know what the fuck he doing. This nigga don't know nothing about this and that little dumbass nigga. And he was saying all kinds of shit like that. This motherfucking Malone says, what? Does that even sound like me? That's not the type of time and energy I'm on. That's not what I give. Do it look like I give that? Do I give that? And he looking at everybody else to confirm what he said. Nigga, that's exactly what the fuck you give. Because that's exactly the editing that they did. That's exactly what you did. We didn't see Carry On coming at you first. We saw you coming at him. He got sick of all the shit that you was saying. He said what he had to say or wanted to say. Oh, and let's not forget, Malone says the part that really bothered him is when Carry On was talking about, nigga, don't be trying to touch me when the cameras is off, implying that Malone tried to push up on him when the cameras wasn't rolling and stuff like that. And he claims that when he first met Carry On looked like a little. He said he looked dusty and dirty, like he was homeless. That's what he said, homeless. So he keeps going on with this narrative that Carry On started it. So then when Carry On get amped up and was like, well, what's up now? And he runs up on Malone and backs up to give him a chance to come from behind the bar. Malone talking about something, he ain't trying to fight. So when his head up, you don't want to fight. You only want to fight when you can sneak somebody. Is that what it is? You sneaky little bitch. So then he actually comes from behind the bar. Him and Carry On exchange some words. They put their hands up to fight. And Malone, Carry On like, what's up, what's up? And Malone starts swinging. And he tagging Carry On, and Carry On just falling back. And then it goes off, and then we see the previews for what's to come in the next episode. So in the next episode, this guy named Jonathan, everybody's been waiting on and talking about, he comes in the next episode. This guy is just as thick as Malone, probably is just as strong as Malone. And Malone is obvious from the previews. Malone got a little bit of fear in his heart from this guy, because we see him FaceTiming somebody and telling them that they need to pull up, and the person says, "Say less." They pulling up because you scared. You scared of this guy, but just like Zeus always does, these reality shows do. That guy probably not gonna show up till like the very end of the next episode, which would be episode 7. So basically, y'all, this episode was more Malone. Malone, wanting to be the center of attention and doing everything to manipulate everybody else into buying into his narratives. And it's just like, it's not cool. And Moolah, you only went in that room and was agreeing with Malone on everything he said because you already feel some kind of way. Because Carry On won't come out and say, yeah, I'm gay to you. Because it's really none of your business. If he ain't pushing up on you, it don't fucking matter. Alright, y'all. That's it. I'm just... And I think it was Malone even told Gutter you was taking up for him. Like, it don't matter if I was taking up for him or not. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And you was dead wrong for what you did. You started it with him, and now you're trying to spin it and make it seem like he started the argument with the low blows and all that kind of stuff. And that was you. Because you was real disrespectful out your mouth towards him. I feel like as the weeks go by, Carry On just be chilling. And people just keep finding a reason to come at him about dumb, like, it's fucked up. And I don't want him to keep, even Riley told him, like, in an upcoming episode, he going to pull him to the side and talk to him, like, what are you going to do? Like, you going to just keep getting your ass beat every episode, like, every day? You going to keep letting people put hands on you and you not do nothing? You know? That shit just pissed me off, y'all. But that was this week's episode of Bad Boys LA. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I'm trying to get more comfortable doing these. I wish more of y'all would be watching these and liking these, because it's like I'm getting some views, but not a whole lot. But I'm enjoying getting myself acclimated to doing, reviews on TV shows and stuff like that. But If you did click this and watched it to this point or to the end, I want to say I appreciate the click. I appreciate the view. Please click the like button, and if you aren't a subscriber, please click that subscribe button. And I'll be back at y'all next week with the next episode of Bad Boys LA. And also, please get in the comments and tell me your thoughts or how you saw things if you watched this show. Peace.